What we've seen here on this archaeological site is the ships are actually tied into a late 18th, early 19th century wharf construction. So they're literally part of the foundation that was built to fill out and to bank out land during that time period. Part of what makes Alexandria so unique is the history that's literally being uncovered as the waterfront continues to evolve and develop. Survived underground despite being over 250 years old because of the burial conditions. It was buried deeply in the ground in an oxygen-free and waterlogged environment that promoted the preservation of the wood. About 1,000 ship timbers were stored in 9 pools of water at this city warehouse, and we're currently unloading one of those pools behind me. We changed the water to make sure that we kept biological growth to a minimum and made sure that they were stable. So it took staff time and effort to ensure their preservation. Preservation process was chosen because in the end it preserves a future possibility for research or conservation and exhibition, but for now it is the best practice to stabilize these timbers in a burial environment as similar to the one in which it was found as possible. Worked with the conservator at the Mac Lab and also other departments within the city to come up with this creative solution that's also a best practice.
The reason that we're actually putting the ships in the pond here is because waterlogged wood needs a wet environment to survive long term. If we were to simply allow these timbers to dry out naturally, they would undergo shrinking, warping, cracking, all those dimensional distortions that would lose the information that's so important to the archaeologists and the researchers. So what we're expecting for these timbers is they will slowly sink into the layer of sediment at the bottom of this pond. That sediment won't provide a perfect anaerobic environment, so an oxygen-free environment, but it's as close as we can get while still being able to recover those timbers easily if there are future research questions that need to be answered.
These ships would have sailed back and forth along the Potomac River, possibly across the Atlantic Ocean in the late 1700s and early 1800s. One of them is the smallest of work vessels. The largest is possibly the largest merchant vessel dating to the 18th century that's ever been excavated. So they tell us about Alexandria's thriving seaport during this time period, but they also tell us about how early Alexandrians built out the shoreline to what we recognize as Old Town today, creating 10 city blocks that didn't previously exist by pulling the mud down from the steeper banks of Alexandria and putting that mud into wharves and piers and derelict ship hull remnants like the ones found archaeologically in 2018.